last year. Is that okay?
Adam, yes.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yes,
Adam. Okay, I will be back. Harmony, you're in charge.
sure. Oh, goodness. Well, you're all in for it now. Well, what Evan was about to say is that, well, I don't know, Kelly, maybe you can introduce it. We were just briefly talking about the new society flavor profiles and how they've been redesigned. So, can you tell us about that, how it came to be, and why we're looking at this awesome page right here? So,
Yep, exactly. So those have been with us that have been with us for a while may remember back in 2012, the Society Tasting Panel created these 12 flavor profiles to make it a little bit easier for people to kind of hone in on what they were looking for. And so we've been living with those 12 profiles for a long time. And then HQ sent out a survey to members in 2022. We were all a bit shocked just a couple of minutes ago when I confirmed that, asking members for their feedback about the flavor profiles. And I think HQ was looking to refine them, tighten them up a bit. So the survey went out. There apparently wasn't a massive response, and marketing just kind of put it on the shelf, and there it stayed for a while until lo and behold, last year, they got back at it and decided to tighten up the flavor profiles. So we've gone from 12 to 8. They premiered them all in the UK in I want to say October, this past October. And of course, all the international branches, they're just going to trickle in as shipments of new bottlings arrive and we start to retire the old ones. It's going to be a very long process because, we order in large quantities several times a year and it's going to take a while to go through the old stock. So we've gone from 12 to 8, and they've kind of gotten away from profiles that actually didn't have anything to do with flavor, like young and sprightly. Well, those aren't flavors. Old and dignified, not flavors. I mean, it tells you something about the whiskey, but they weren't really flavor focused. So I think HQ has decided, and then the 3 peated ones. There was lightly peated, peated, and heavily peated. I mean, come on, that's so subjective. So we've gone from 8 to 12, and this month sees 2 of those new 8 ones being premiered in this Outturn. And as I said, over time, they will start to trickle in more and more. And there'll be a combination of both the old profiles, which are now called legacy profiles, and the new ones. And the new ones will be marked as such with the little roundel that you see in the booklet today, new flavor profiles. And hopefully they are as helpful as maybe the old ones have been for people. If it's not something that you ever leaned on, then fine. Maybe you won't again now with the new ones, but that kind of explains it. So they've revamped the names. The colors have brightened up a bit. They're a little more in your face and borderline neon versus the sort of muted pastel colors from before. So, well, people hate change, generally speaking. So we'll see how it goes, but it is what it is. And here we are with 2 of the new ones this month. We're bookending tasting with them. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's funny how that worked out actually.
Mm.
But no, I look forward to seeing the new profiles show up in our tasting, and I kind of like them, and I feel like we didn't lose too many of the flavors that they had. But I mean, it's going to be a tough job, like coming into it. I think for the members who've been writing these notes and setting the categories to like go down to 8. If they need volunteers tasting the whiskey and figuring it out, I volunteer.
Top of the list for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Someone has to do it. But it's very cool.
Yeah.
Um, well, we should continue. I know Evan's going to be right back with us, but while he is gone, let's jump into our first new flavor profile, which is ripe fruits and honey. It is the fruity sawmill for our first whiskey of the evening. Second fill X bourbon barrel, distilled on the 31st of March, 188 bottles, 61.5%. We're starting off high, which is great. Tests our palate. What are you getting on the nose, Kelly?
Get a lot of lavender on this.
Cool.
I know,
Yeah,
I mean,
this is
fruity and
good.
sawmill implies obviously 2 very clear things, but I actually get a lot of lavender. It's quite floral to me.
It is. Yeah, it's like Like when you, for me, it's like when you've mixed sawdust into glue a little bit, not in a like a harsh glue, just like I like a
Like Elmer's
easy.
white glue from
Yeah, exactly. And
elementary school arts class.
yeah,
Get all over your fingers. Yep.
little floral though, for sure. Almost creamy.
Yep.
Like,
Definitely creamy.
yeah, maybe that's that honey note, honeycomb kind of notes coming through. Stone
Little,
fruit.
little citrus.
Hmm.
It's really fresh. It's
Oof. Very juicy palate.
oh, you can tell it's 60% too.
Oh, you can. You can feel it right down the middle of your tongue. For me, anyway.
Lots of saliva. Yep, exactly. That gets the
Mm.
juices flowing and really juicy, more fruity on the palate than floral. I think the palate is fruitier than the palate was for me, or than the nose was for me.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's got some like zesty fruits for me, like you said, lemon and lime, but also some stone fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still that your lavender comes through just like on the palate a little bit. There's some notes, floral notes. I have eaten flower petals, so I do know what it feels like.
I have a lavender pillow spray that I use every night, so I'm really in tune with that scent. And then if I spray it and I hit my head on the pillow too quickly, then it's suddenly sort of on my tongue and in my nose. I'm like, so now I'm tasting lavender.
Right. It hasn't settled into the pillow yet. Very cool. There's some nice spicy notes on the finish here as well. Second after the second sip. Nice toasting. Like,
Toasty, yeah, yeah, like toast almost.
yeah. For me, like now I'm wondering if my marshmallows are toasted that I was smelling earlier, that kind of creaminess.
Mm-hmm. It's a really nice starter.
It is.
That 60% though, oh, water. Do I, don't I? Do I, don't I? Maybe second time around.
I did actually the second time around was much easier. And for me, that's where the toastiness really showed. And like the stone fruit notes for me, that creaminess at the same time. Very nice.
Mm. I feel like I want to say plums, and yet I don't eat a lot of plums, and yet there's something plummy about it.
Cool.
Or it's back to seeing colors that I know you sometimes experience, and from time to time I do too. And
Yeah.
is it sort of a purplish thing to me, which might just be the flavor profile color suggesting
Right.
to me, but something pinky, purpley, mauvey, plums, the lavender.
Cool.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It is
heat.
very nice.
Yeah, the heat is definitely that second sip is much tamer.
Hmm. Yeah. It's got some notes of like melons and apples. Very lovely. Very nice for the first whiskey.
Green apple, red apple, cooked apple, fresh
It's
apple.
red, I think, or
Yeah.
even yellow. Could be a nice soft yellow apple.
I think it's delicious.
Did you have any notes, Marty?
No, definitely picking up the fruit. I like that yellow apricot for sure. And the stone fruit as well.
Yeah.
Peach and apricot, not like just nicely ripe. Yeah.
Hmm.
And the alcohol is quite well integrated in it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gets you the first sip, but the second one, it's so much easier, and you're still just salivating from that juiciness.
Mhm.
It's quite a ride up front.
Oh, there's Evan back. Have you had a sip yet, Evan? Unmute yourself. There you go.
Not yet. You guys are on number one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Cool.
we just had our second sips.
Mhm.
What do you got?
Were you thinking we'd be like on 5 by now? The lightning round?
I thought you might be. If you went as fast as I typically do, that sometimes happens. Yeah, the nose, I remember enjoying this right off hop when we were trying to sort out the tasting order, but it's got so much apples on the nose. Going into like golden delicious apples and then even a little bit of applesauce notes for me right now on the nose.
Cool.
And then palate wise, it's got some spice and some wood notes that are coming through with a bit of like shaved almonds for me as well. Even the skin of the almond coming in with a bit of that sort of dryness as well.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Is my sound any better at the moment?
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
much
Cool.
better. Yeah.
Perfect, except for the voice. It's
We can't change that unless
mhm.
you want to do some impressions.
You got to
Uh,
work with what you got.
yeah. I've been okay with it for the last number of years, so maybe you'll come around to it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'll see if I can f figure out that new webcam issue at a later date.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good start.
I don't mean to rush you, but are you ready to move on to our second one?
Oh, totally. I've been really excited for this one, actually.
Well, lead us.
Yeah, so number two, uh, let me bring up my one pager that I was nice enough to put a link to for myself here.
Mm.
It's called Caramel Cascade. This is, I think it's still a single malt, is it not, for a Heresy bottle? Yes, small batch single malt whiskey from first fill bourbon and Palo Cortado barrels and hogsheads. So
Wow.
Palo Cortado being a big, rich, dry, typically style of sherry. And Barney, correct me if I'm wrong, that's one of the styles that gets the floor mold on top, similar to
Avocado, yeah, it starts
yeah.
that way. It dies, yeah.
Mhm.
But
So
then,
50% alcohol on this one. And I know in the past there's been some people that have not enjoyed the 50%. I've been kind of 50-50 on that. Haha.
Okay.
But this one in particular, at least on first nose and taste, I was really impressed with. So let's give it a go.
It smells I don't know, woodsy but sweet.
Yeah. It smells like it's going to do what it says on the tin, where
Yeah,
it does have a lot of toffee and caramel notes to it.
for sure.
I feel like we're back to apples, but this time maybe baked red apples
Ooh,
with some
yeah.
brown sugar on top.
mm,
I'm trying to tease him out right now. I know when I first tasted this, I was getting some really nice like blueberry jam
Mm.
and currant notes even in the background, but I'm definitely going more orchard fruit at the moment. There's a touch of like canned peaches in there for me.
Mango.
Mango, nice.
Mm.
Mm, that's a great nose.
Yeah. Society mentions baked banana and oily serrano ham. Can kind of see that ham note. That banana note is coming off more of me right now.
Yeah, I get like an overripe banana,
Hmm.
Yeah.
which I'm not a fan of. It's just because when it's overripe, it's just I like them more on the green side. When they're overripe, they're so sweet. This isn't this isn't sweet in that cloying sense of the word, but overripe
No,
banana, definitely.
going into almost that artificial banana flavoring.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It has this note to me of when you're making a peanut brittle and if you're adding the chocolate on top,
Nice.
so after all the caramels cooled down and now you're putting that chocolate on and just the way that it kind of wakes up those brown sugars, just heating it up, putting it on.
Yeah, that's a good
Uh,
call. Mix says great long finish for the 50% a winter warmer. This is one that's part of what really struck me with this one. Um, The finish is lengthy, and it has like a real thick richness to the palate as well that just kind of coats the tongue in a really nice manner.
Can someone talk a bit more about the Palo Cortado side of things? Because we don't see that very often in terms of cask
Mhm.
usage. I don't remember the last time we saw Palo Cortado on a tasting note. And it's probably the sherry I'm least familiar with. Evan, you mentioned it was dry, so it's not,
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's not one of the big sweet guys like PX, and we know that other sherries can be quite nutty. So dry, okay, but so where does Palo Cortado fall in sort of that
Mhm.
flavor camp?
Marnie, did you want to field this, or do you want to fact check me once I
I'll
go through stuff?
I'll fact check you.
Sounds good. So, from what I remember, because I did have another cast that had Palo Cortado in recently. I can't remember what it was, but Palo Cortado, now I'm blanking on it, Fino Sherry, sorry, starts with a layer of mold that builds on top of the liquid itself. With sherry, that essentially stops oxygen contact with the wine that's developing underneath. And that's why Fino sherry tends to stay really crisp and really bright in style versus other sherries that tend to be heavily oxidative. Um, Palo Cortado, if I remember correctly, that floor mold either dies off or it doesn't cover everything, so that there still is some oxygen contact. So you'll still get a lot of that nuttiness that comes through on a lot of sort of like bigger, drier sherries. It also does tend to stay on the drier side, but has more oxidative notes and sort of like tawny notes coming in because of that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
From the Fino, you get those kind of high-toned citrus peel notes,
Mhm.
if you will. And almond also comes from underfloor. Underfloor.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well
Hmm.
said, Evan. Seems like you remembered it.
Like most of what I say, it's kind of like half remembered, half BS.
Well, the reality is too, we don't really sell a ton of sherry. There's not a ton of sherry on the market.
No,
So
not a lot of Palo Cortado, especially.
I was just going to
There are
ask.
maybe one or two different ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if I wanted to go buy a bottle of Palo Cortado, how hard is that to do?
It's
but
on
you'd
the
have to
shelf.
pay. No kidding.
I think
There
we sell it.
is, yeah, there is a nuttiness to this one. Like there's some praline notes that come through, but it's not like the full-on oxidative nutty character that you get on like an Oloroso, for instance.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
I think that there's some like really like juicy like bourbon casks really contributing to this like
Uh,
buttered caramel toffee note that's just
yeah.
like exudes its confidence. And so
Hmm.
anything oxidative that may have happened from that Palo Cortado, I feel like is just like getting suffocated by caramel.
Yeah. Yeah, just barely in the mix. It's it does have a really nice combination of staying like rich and juicy at the same time, but having a little bit of a spicy dryness on the finish that I'm really enjoying as well. Yeah, uh, that's a really nicely put together dram, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
Hmm. It may be one of the nicer heresies we've had in a while. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I'm a big fan of the one that I think we saw that was kept at high strength as well, but there's been some other good ones in there as well. Because I think it was Wandering Alchemy that we
Alchemy.
got. Yeah.
Hmm.
Killer dram in its own right, but definitely doesn't go into the rich sherried side of things the way this does.
Hmm.
Um, let's go on to number three. Number three is I almost feel like this is a Star Wars like dark side reference in some way. Bend to the Will of the Cask. This is called 56.8% alcohol for this guy, and it is from a first fill ex-bourbon hogshead, hence the spirit potentially bending to the will of the cask on this. We'll have to decide if that's the case or not. 6th of December for the distillation date, 262 bottles from the Outturn, 56.8% alcohol, as I said.
It's quite light compared to the nose
Yeah.
on the last one.
So I talked with Harmony about this, where this is one of those lineups where I struggled a bit putting it together. I wanted to be careful with what I put next to other things in the lineup because there were certain bottles that I found um, just kind of like didn't show well side by side or kind of canceled each other out almost. It could be that other chapters doing the Outturn feel differently, but yeah, this one and number one, I felt like if you put them side by side, they kind of disappeared into one another a little bit.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I don't mind the roller coaster because I feel
yeah,
like it helps each whiskey be an individual and stand
yeah,
out. Um, and I know some people might not like having that easy comparison and that
yeah,
slow evolution, so to speak, but I like it. It's sometimes challenging, but then at the same time, it feels like a new whiskey in your glass
yeah.
as we move on.
Yeah, and I feel personally that if you're into the Scotch Malt Whisky Society and have uh, stuck around and done a few of these tastings with us, you are used to a challenge in some shape or form, whether it's just the blind portion of the tasting itself or us as hosts sometimes being a challenge. There's a little bit of a stale beer note coming through on the nose for me.
Cool. I was gonna say fresh laundry, but
Yeah, I could see that.
just
There's almost like that slightly off Corona-esque note, like not quite skunky, but going in that direction for me right now. There's a
Mhm.
floral slash spice note that's coming through with that as well, a little bit of ginger.
Cool. Mm. Oh, the palate is big,
Yeah,
big and spicy. Your ginger's all over it. And vanilla and
yeah,
toastiness,
There's
oak
that,
tannin.
toastiness for sure.
there's
Yeah,
that
it really,
influence, yeah.
It's also big, like it feels thick in the mouth.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The nose may be muted versus the last one, but the palate it takes over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Oh, going back to the nose now, and there's a little bit of like a peppermint note coming through for me right now.
Yeah, I got menthol too. There's a mentholy, almost eucalyptusy note happening here.
Yeah,
I think it's really well named because I think the cask, the wood elements are really at the forefront here, and all the
Mhm.
flavors that come from a first fill cask.
yeah, that it's a good point. At the same time, it doesn't come off as like I wouldn't describe this as woody. Uh,
Nope.
Mm. No.
like definitely some heavy cask influence, but not one of those like dry, tannic, bitter, or just like all I get is carpentry on the nose.
Yeah.
The wood itself is almost secondary, but the cask definitely had some influence.
Yeah,
Well,
no, it's about the things I think you like the vanilla and the coconut and all of those sort of very
Yeah,
typical notes you get from those casks that, and then the toastiness. But you're
yeah,
right, not wood dominant, but the influence is there for sure.
the second sip, yeah, oh my gosh, it's such a cool
yeah.
whiskey. It's so fruity on the back end as well. Like Marnie's mango note from earlier is just coming through pineapples.
Pineapple's a good call, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a little bit like
Mm,
not quite
chocolate.
custard, but like a vanilla yogurt
Oh,
coming through on the palate right now for me.
cool.
Tingly, what's our ABV here? Where are we at?
I
56.8. Hmm.
had
Yeah.
to look. I thought it was higher too, but
Yeah.
50.8. It's
A little
It's just
tingling on
it's
the lip.
higher than the 50 we had before.
Yep.
But and it's definitely got some spice notes to it. It definitely is a bit tingly, but so the alcohol does show. But yeah, still incredibly well put together for being cask heavy. That is still a juicy, fun whiskey to have. Still has a lot of fruit coming through, as you guys said. Really like how that vanilla note is kind of just like integrated with everything.
I feel like I really want to put water in it, which I'll do on the second round, which I rarely think, but I'm really curious about what water will do to this.
I'm just gonna do it now. I have no patience.
Oh, attaboy. Evan the guinea pig.
That's right.
I get this like note of like instant vanilla pudding packets.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
just a second of it. Um,
So
maybe I'm
that
just
with a few drops of water, that peppermint note has stretched out into peppermint tea on the nose in a really cool manner.
I love peppermint tea. I'm in.
Even just almost going into the sleepy time tea uh, stylistically.
What
The
an awesome.
woods, yeah,
Sleepy time tea stylistically. That's
yeah,
brilliant.
that's right. It's yeah, Jeff would be pulling his hair out right now if he was on this tasting, I'm sure.
Is it the one with the bear on the box?
Yeah, it's got to be the bear. I think sleepy time is actually a trademark term that they have for that tasting or for that tea as well.
Good, because if we're going to be specific, then
That's right. I don't know what the brand is, but you got to get that brand.
yeah. Very cool. I
Yeah,
want to come back to that.
beyond that, it doesn't change much. Like that few drops of water just kind of soaked into it.
Yeah.
Stayed pretty well together. Let's go on to number 4, which is called Muscat Gravy. From the old sweet, fruity, and mellow category, this is Muscat Gravy. Initial cask was an ex-bourbon barrel. Final cask was a first fill Muscat to Setubal barrique. Pardon me, 14th of May for the distillation date, 292 bottles from the Outturn, 59.9% alcohol.
Whiteboard and markers.
Oh, yeah, right?
Oh, good call. Yeah, a little bit of green highlighter on there specifically.
Why green?
It's just got that green note to it. I can't describe it more than that. Yeah. A touch of just like a gin-like herbaceousness, just kind of like hanging around in the back there.
Yeah.
Gin?
Yeah, gin-like
Yeah.
herbaceousness. Yeah.
Mm.
It reminds me of some of the Armagnacs we've released.
Yeah, cool.
It's a lot like a Armagnac or cognac.
Really rich nose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's lots of like, I don't know, contrasting like, I don't know, like orange polish and
Yeah.
orange cleaners and that sort of
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know.
Some different notes coming out through me for me right now too are like your peeling carrots. There's just a touch of that in there. And a touch more of the like that mint menthol note from the last one, a little bit cooling on the nose again.
It's got a little bit of like an old fashioned and just like tiny dashes of like a herbal bitter.
Like on the palate, there's almost full on Angostura on the palate right now for me.
Oh yeah. Very cool. Oh, this
Yeah,
palette is good.
my stomach all of a sudden feels better as well.
Excellent.
It's like a heavily diluted Jägermeister.
Yeah. 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 Those polished notes are really nice.
Yeah.
Really.
Going back to the nose now, and I haven't added water yet, but I'm going to.
Mhm.
The those carrot notes have gone into a little bit of a carrot cake note, like with a touch of nutmeg and a hint of ginger on there as well.
Right on.
So I buy Vietnamese cinnamon from Silk Road Spice Merchants, and
Mhm.
this has got that all over it for me.
Cool.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of cinnamon on here.
Yeah.
Baker's spices.
Okay, so talk to me about the wine barrique that it was extra matured in.
Yeah. Marnie, can you explain Muscat to Setubal to us and tell me
So
how I'm mispronouncing it?
that's fine. So it's the Muscat grape, which is a floral grape. And it's, what is this category of wine called?
Is it dessert wine?
No, it's a fortified wine.
Fortified.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I guess it's just that straight. It's fortified wine, but it's again, so Setúbal is southern France. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
No, it's Spain. Like,
Okay.
it's sitting here. Okay.
So southern France that it's Spanish. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Exotic France.
Yeah.
Yeah, exotic France. Yeah.
So really naive question here because I don't know if it's wine at all. Is it a white wine or a red wine in the
Well,
bottle?
it's white grape.
It's white
So,
grape. Okay.
I mean, they do make, like, it's the same grape as, if you've ever had a Moscato d'Asti or a Muscat from Alsace. So it just means Muscat from Setúbal.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the nomenclature there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muscat's, isn't it one of the older grapes
Oh,
that
it
we're
is.
aware of? Yeah.
There's got to be like a bazillion clones out there.
Different clones. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I would say because of the age of the wine region, that it's probably a small berry clone that they're using, and that's what's adding to the intensity there.
Cool.
mm.
When you said Moscato d'Asti too, that just made me think like there is a bit of, I always
Sure.
get apricot on there on that, and I'm getting a bit of dried apricot on this now.
That's cool.
Hmm. That one, surprisingly, and this doesn't happen all the time with wine casks, although this is fortified wine again, holds up to water really well. Doesn't go like tannic or jarring or bitter, which I was hoping wouldn't happen, and so far, at least on mine, it has not happened. Still stays quite juicy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I added water and everything seemed to feel more candy. Like
Nice,
peach candy, apricot,
nice.
a little bit higher like acidity or zing to it.
Mhm. Going into fuzzy peach territory.
Yes, you could say that.
Mhm.
Why
Cool,
not?
cool.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
like that.
Next up is Flamenco Floorboard Fantasy.
Is
It is. I thought it
I
was
thought it was Doon around the tune.
in the tune.
Oh, thank you. I just have my glasses mixed up here. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, because I think I put this where it's at as kind of a palate cleanser, if I remember correctly.
Oh, excellent.
So Dune around the tune, Dune ruin the tune, pardon me. If you've been to certain parts of Scotland, that might be a hint as to where this is from. Uh, oh, and did you leave the region on there intentionally, Kelly?
In yours, not in the, it was, yeah, I started blinding the booklets and then got distracted and then printed them off. And then as I was going through and highlighting yours, I'm like, oh, I didn't finish blinding them. But the blind ones for the in-store next week will be properly blind.
Sounds good. So this is from some region. Maybe you'll know if you've got the PDF open. Cast type is first fill ex bourbon barrel, 8 years old from the 16th of June, 2016. Good month there. 221 bottles from the Outturn, 59.9% alcohol.
Kind of funky and minty, and still reminds me of saltwater taffy.
Yeah. It's like
The metal
you
tin.
yeah,
Yeah.
it totally has that cotton candy note. It's like you accidentally like spit out your juicy fruit gum and it like went off the pier and into some murky water and then you grabbed it and put it back in your mouth.
Who would do
No,
that?
that's never happened to you?
Because you're six.
Evan's like, just last
Yeah.
week.
Six or 46. Like, don't judge me.
But it's quite refreshing, particularly following the previous one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so muscat gravy and the one that comes next, I wanted to split up as well. And this distillery specifically sometimes does work as a palate cleanser, in my opinion.
Like as a water substitute, because I'm okay with that.
Well, it definitely works as a water substitute.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah.
Holy cow, that's good. And yet I didn't get, I found the nose, it could just be that my nose is tired at this stage, but I found it not nearly as expressive as the ones we've
Yes.
had so far. I struggle to get a lot off of this nose, but the palate is great. And Marnie, yes, totally refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost bursts into being on the tongue when you taste it. The nose, I agree. I think it is a little bit muted versus the last few we had. Almost like kind of in the same realm as Been to the Will of the Cask, where it took a little bit more time to get something off a nose.
Yeah.
The palate, thanks to that bit of saltiness, like there's a bit of a saline in there. For me, it just kind of like tingles and comes to life. Juicy fruit gum notes again for me, some cotton candy, which I've definitely had some other casks from this specific distillery that go in that realm as well.
Mm-hmm. Again, a menthol note for me, like the one a couple drams ago, something that's rushing up and clearing my sinuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's got a little bit of like laundry fresh from the dryer on there as well, like a bit of an ozone note.
I get like a grassiness from it.
Nice.
Some spices too.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, yeah. Just little coastal notes,
Yeah.
little bit of something on the finish.
Yeah. Yeah. Touch of saltwater taffy and then strawberry bonbons coming off for me now.
Very cool. It's
Yeah, nice
surprising
and
how
lively.
muted the nose is for 60%.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
add
that
more
is
next round.
that is definitely a byproduct of where it is in the lineup, in my opinion. When I first, like without actually even trying the whiskey, when I first was trying to organize the lineup, this was first. And I've had other bottles from this distillery first in the past. And then it got juggled around quite a bit as I was trying to figure out what worked best with what.
Interesting.
It's delicious. I love it.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Kelly.
Okay, on to the one I talked about just before this, Flamenco Floorboard Fantasy, finally. This is in the deep, rich, and dried fruits territory. Initial cask was an ex Oloroso butt. Final cask was a first fill PX butt, so two different types of sherry in here. 15-year, or pardon me, I'm starting to read stuff I'm not supposed to already. 7th of May.
You got you.
494 bottles from the Outturn, 56% alcohol.
Oh.
Definitely a change in color again on this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, balsamic vinegar.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big
Even
time.
going into nail polish.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah. I was wondering the same thing, Will. Is this a sister cast to TC Tapas and Flamenco Flair?
Yeah.
Please stand by and I'll check. I don't think so because I usually
You
look
usually
at
have that.
the casks and I let the stores know for the tasting so they can talk about that. And I'm thinking not, but I'm going to double check since we're here. Tasty
Yeah.
Taps Flamenco Flair, please stand by. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll just run around in my spreadsheet here.
A little bit of waxiness in there, but that nail polish or nail polish remover, like a touch of acetone, is coming through for me right now. Big cherry notes in there as well.
Like a bourbon cherry or like a real cherry, like fresh?
I think going into like a cherry pie even.
Yeah, cool.
And
I got lots of like fig and like prunes.
yeah.
There's tons of the dried fruits. Like
Mick says it smells like Billy Walker. Mick, I'm not going to ask how you know that.
gosh, it's pomegranate molasses in the tasting note. That's a cool note with mulled wine spices.
Actually, pomegranate, yeah, that's a good call.
I can get pomegranate. I'm used to that. It's like, well, it reminds me of Christmas. My mom would buy one and it would just be for her, but I would always say, let me cut it for you. And then I would eat some and then give it to her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Touch of Twizzlers coming off on the nose after tasting it as well.
Yeah. Dark chocolate. Yeah.
This does have some, to go back and take what Mick said seriously this time around. This does have some Glendronach / Glen Alecky qualities to it, from what we've had from official bottlings from them over the last decade or so.
Oh.
Tyler says it's not hot enough to be Glen Alecky. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, I'd lean to more towards Glendronach side of things.
Yeah. Really sticky kind of finish. Are you talking sticky as in like an Aussie sticky, like a dessert wine, Muscat again, dessert wine finish?
Helva, God.
Because I could see some of that. Yeah. Yeah, cask finishy. Agreed. That those two types of sherry are sort of compounding and giving a little bit of dryness coming through on the palate as well.
Holy cow, that's good.
Yeah.
The tasting note references Helva, excuse me, Helva, which I find just a really amazing tasting note. Yeah,
I like that. Sorry, Kelly, go ahead.
No, just it's Helva. There's not only the flavor of that, but also the sort of the textural mouth dryingness of it. Because you know, you take too big a bite of a Helva and you're like,
yeah. Yeah.
That's just a brilliant note.
Yeah, it's got the notes of like just sipping the crema off the top of a really good espresso as well, where there's this roasted note, but there's this elegant bitterness to it as well.
Yeah. It's like your like Christmas fruit cake became like molasses.
Yeah.
It's like everything is in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you drizzled, you thought you were putting, yeah. You thought you were putting like a chocolate icing on it, but it was like a balsamic reduction or a glaze.
Good.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Okay, last but not least, let's go on to number 7 for our first round through. This is another one in the new flavor profiles, slightly, and I don't think this picture maybe does it in total justice here. Maybe it's my screen though. This is Meaty Wallop from the bold and peaty category. Initial cask was a refill sherry punchin'. Final cask was a refill toasted butt. And
Interesting.
19th of March from the for the distillation date, 670 bottles from the Outturn,
Wow.
and 57% alcohol. Even the Outturn is a bit of a wall up there.
Yeah.
This is all bullion on the nose
Oh yeah,
and
big
not
time.
not necessarily beef, like beef and chicken, like I think any kind of bullion.
Yeah. Even has a little bit of like a dried scallions note to it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Chives.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, a touch of French onion soup in there even. That bouillon note is bang on. It's got this like it because of well, I'm definitely guilty of knowing where this is from, but it's got this nose that makes me think that it's going to be very oily and phenolic on the palate.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It has a nose that reminds me of like the instant noodle
Yes.
and the packet
Packet.
of yeah.
Yeah,
Wallop is the
absolutely.
right word.
Oh,
That's a wallop indeed.
Oh,
it even has the texture of the packet. A
yep.
little bit.
Yep. Yeah, a bit of that grittiness going on.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the packet, it's like just full of umami notes as well. Like it's as much a feeling as it is a taste or flavor on the palate.
It's like walking into a smokehouse barbecue.
Yeah.
All the
But there's
meats.
some neat notes of like I've never had this, but it makes me think of like if you've ever had like a dark chocolate with some chili notes to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you did a white chocolate like that, I think this is how this would come off, where you get that spice but a bit of creaminess to it. Andrew agrees on the super umami notes.
Mm.
Touch of candied ginger in there. This might be the perfect sushi pairing whiskey.
No, the palate to me, it's like everything is kind of gristle and
Yeah.
everything's extra charred, extra smoky.
Hmm. Yeah, it's that second cast that the toasted butt.
And that's interesting to make a butt toast it. So it hadn't
Hmm.
held anything before. They just made a really big barrel. That's or
Yeah.
cask. That's interesting. Cool.
Yeah, I wonder if that is it'd be interesting to know, especially that's a good point. It is likely first fill or sorry, virgin, but or new oak. But I wonder if this is
Mm.
like the exact type of butt that they would use to put sherry into, being that it's toasted and not charred.
Interesting. Yeah, I would love to know.
Still getting a lot of white chocolate notes along with that, with everything else in there. A touch of cake fondant, even going into buttercream territory. That the heavy oiliness makes me think of certain distilleries. Uh, but we'll see what happens on that side of things.
For me, it's very meaty, very smoky, and like those like rosemary or thyme notes are coming through a little bit on the finish because
Yeah,
of green.
that
It reminds me of
yeah,
when I
that's a really
tried
good
to
point.
like make a roast and then I burnt everything.
Hmm.
It's okay. It's not triggered. I learned, but
Yeah,
it has that kind of.
yeah,
And
that's interesting. Yeah, go ahead, Kelly.
well, I'm going to say, and yet it's not for me anyway. It's not what you sometimes get with big peated whiskeys is just that
Yes,
unidimensional all peat all the time. And it's hard to
yeah,
find, to peel away the layers of the onion and find other things. And I'm finding that's not the case with this, even though we keep talking about burnt this and barbecue that and burnt this.
yeah,
Mhm.
It's not, for me, it's not just a unidimensional big kick you in the shins peat bomb.
Yeah,
It's
I
quite
kind of
warm.
agree. So, um, with that white chocolate note and that, like, it's much more just oily and phenolic for me than
Yeah.
peaty right
Mhm.
off the hop. There
Yeah.
is a spice that comes along with it, but um, there's a brightness to it as well at the same time. And it takes to water really nicely. There's a bit more fruit and malt notes coming out on the palate with water. Harmony, I know this is not your favorite style from this distillery.
Part of me was like, if this was ash year, it'd be a Stoisha.
Yeah, yeah,
Even on the nose, I'm like, am I getting like salted sardines? Like smoked
yeah.
sardines?
There are there
Mm.
are two distilleries that come to mind for this style specifically.
Hmm.
I know what it is, and I think I could blind it without knowing, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong and pick the other distillery. But we'll get back to that. So
Ooh.
that's our first round through. Let us go back to the beginning, and we'll do the reveal along the way as well.
These were
Right.
terrible. I might just leave. Wow.
You know
These
what?
were all
That's your
really,
prerogative. Yeah.
these were all really yummy. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how that outturn showed. I'm really excited to go back to Caramel Cascade and see what's changed in there as well. But let's start and go back to number one, which was the fruity sawmill.
Oh, that nose is held up.
It has. Yeah.
Oh, pretty.
Your lavender note is still there. Really lovely. But it's very kind of sweet fruit juices as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I
It's
get definitely more fruit now than floral from before, like peaches that I didn't get the first time around.
Cool.
yeah, it's into like prickly pear territory for me and a little bit of lychee. Reminds me of the Eau Claire Equinox a little bit on the nose, that sort of fruity elderflower-ish note as well.
Is this the one with the yellow apples?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Water, I think water helps that.
Mhm. It's still got that lovely like sawdust quality that I like. Um, like
Yeah.
fresh wood shavings, but man, everything's so fruity.
That's really nice with water.
Oh,
Holy
it's
cow.
apple.
Mm.
Yeah, a little bit of juicy fruit gum on there again for me.
And there's a ever so subtle mineralic note with water, maybe I think now for me.
Mhm.
Slate, chalk kind of thing.
Ooh, yeah, I
Mm.
can see that on the nose. Like not quite going into like a flintiness, but definite minerality.
Mm.
Yeah, there's even a touch of like you're trying to erase the marker off a chalkboard with a chalk brush. Because some jerk in your class some kindergartner just like wrote on it with a marker.
Is that the same kid who picked his gum out of the harbor and put it back in his
Well, I mean the supervision, childhood supervision is definitely an issue with this child.
clearly?
Absolutely. Probably one of my children, when it comes down to it.
Here's your dad. He's drinking 7 whiskeys.
Yeah, yeah. He told me to put myself to bed. Yeah,
That's delicious.
Yes, it is.
yeah.
Holy.
It holds up with water so nicely. Okay, so here is the link on that guy. And I will share my screen here. So this is a Glen Murray, and it is always nice to see a Glen Murray in the lineup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So specifically, this is SMWS 35.404, the 404th cask of Glenmurray the Scotch Malt Whisky Society has bottled. Um, that's got to be in the top five, maybe the top three,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
guessing.
sure. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
Colleen's gone up over 500 now, but yeah, Glenmurray is not that far behind.
yeah. Maybe Highland Park is ahead of it. I'm trying to think of who else could be,
Oh,
though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
interesting.
Hmm.
But Glenmurray is bottled a lot by the SMWS for good reason. We've talked about it in the past. Like Kalila, it just tends to go well in whatever cask you throw it into. This was a pretty straightforward second fill ex bourbon barrel, and it shows wonderfully. Um, it's, I haven't met a lot of Glenmurray that I didn't enjoy. It always seems to retain this fruitiness in some shape or form.
Yeah.
This guy is 11 years old. Of course, Glenmurray is in Speyside, and from the 31st of March 2014, and it is quite reasonable, 143.99.
Mm. I love the Glenmurrays. Mm.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Hmm.
There's a slight edge of I'm going to keep some of that to enjoy later, but just like a hint of like a watermelon note coming through on that for me now. Like not quite going into Midori liqueur, but kind of in that realm for some reason almost. Let's go back and try Caramel Cascade. And for those that are trying to figure out which distillery this comes from, it's going to be a toughie, but I would keep in mind that it is March. So obviously a college basketball team put this together.
Clearly, yes.
Mm,
How's it holding up?
it's great.
Yeah.
It's
There's a sorry, go ahead.
it's that cookie. It's like a basically it's like a sugar cookie, but with like bits of caramel broken up into
Yeah.
it. Also kind of reminds me of a score bar.
Hmm. For some reason, I'm just getting a touch of celery salt on the nose right
Oh,
now. But so much toffee and caramel underneath that. And just hints of berry notes coming through now for me as well.
hmm I get your blueberry now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is going to be a little bit to talk about with this one, and still a little bit of mystery left at the end of the day, which is typical for the heresy bottles, which is really cool. There is your link,
Oh, dang.
and let's share the screen here as well. So Caramel Cascade. This is a single malt whiskey. It is not from Scotland.
Heresy.
Yeah.
Heresy. 1,285 bottles of this 50%er, 12 years old, small batch Irish single malt whiskey from First Fill Bourbon and Palo Cortado barrels, $200 for the price there. Vintage is 2011.
Oh.
So is this the first Heresy range that we've seen, Kelly, that is not a Scotch? Or am I wrong?
Um, we haven't released it yet, but this UK released probably a couple of years ago now. Um, another one from this, I want to say from this same maker, even though it's a bit convoluted, called Shimmering Silk. It was an Irish
Mhm.
heresy whiskey. We have some in the
Cool.
warehouse, not enough to distribute between all the stores in a proper outturn. So we haven't determined what to do with it yet. So short answer, no, this isn't the first non-Scotch. It might be the first that the Canadian branch has released.
Yeah. So there is some interesting stuff in the background of this. So,
Yeah.
as talked about with the Scotch Malt Whisky Society heresy bottlings, they don't typically tell what distillery it comes from. With this one, we know that it came via Dunville's, I guess is the best way to say that. And is it Ecklinville?
Hmm.
Is there a distillery or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. So yeah, Dunville's is I think quite a historic Irish brand of whiskey
Mhm.
that is currently the brand is distilled by a distillery in Ireland called Ecklinville's. However, this is not that. The society went
Yes.
to Dunville's, the brand, and asked them to create the recipe for caramel cascade, which Dunville's did. And then they went off and had it distilled somewhere else in Ireland, and we don't know where. And HQ doesn't even know where. I asked the question because I knew this would come up, and all they can do is take educated guesses, which they didn't share with me.
Yeah.
So the provenance remains still a mystery. All we can say is that Dunville's Irish whiskey, which is a brand, not a distillery, created the recipe. Clear as mud.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, if I'm correct, and this can be fact checked, but if you look at the vintage date of 2011, I think there were still only 4 distilleries operating or producing whiskey at that time in Ireland. I could be wrong. Maybe some of the younger ones had already come online. But at that time, I believe it would have been Bushmills, the Middleton Distillery, slash Jameson Distillery, Cooley Distillery, and then Kilbeggan Distillery. I think those were the 4 operating distilleries at the time, if I remember correctly. But there again, maybe one of the younger ones did start earlier than I'm thinking here.
And I will say we've released a few Bushmills over the years. I don't think we haven't released any Kilbeggans. So yeah, I mean, the educated guess, okay, you could go ahead and take it, but again, at the end of the day, does it really matter where it came from?
Yeah,
It's just, do
it's
you like
good.
it? It's good.
Yeah,
It's Irish and it's good. End of story.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
more interestingly, I think, is the cask treatment and this discussion about Palo Cortado that I would have to do something to find out when we last saw Palo Cortado casks and that sort of interplay between all of these barrels married together. So that's even, I think, the more interesting part to me than just it's yummy. Do you like it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, regardless, Dunville did a pretty good job at putting this together, or helping the society put this together, because it's a killer dram. Really happy with that one. So thick and rich, and great long finish for 50% alcohol as well. Let's go back to number 3, bend to the will of the cask. I almost feel like you have to say that in either the Emperor's voice or Darth Vader's voice.
You can reach your hand out when you do that in person.
Yeah, that's right. Still somewhat muted on the nose.
Yep.
I just get like little wisps of like vanilla.
Yeah. Lots of vanilla for me.
Still really
Touch of banana peel.
Still really menthol for me. This is the one I wanted to add water to. Water definitely helps the nose.
Cool.
What are you getting on the nose?
Oh, it's more robust. It's not quite as closed and muted as before. It's really fruity.
Yeah, then I would say it gets a little bit more lush on the nose. Still not like maybe jumping out to the same amount that caramel cascade does, but getting a little bit richer. That vanilla note still comes out quite a bit. And then still a little bit of a floral yeasty note to it as well for me.
Where are you on the sleepy time tea, though? That's what inquiring minds want to know.
Ooh.
I think my palate
Was that this one?
Yep, I wrote it down. Sleepy time tea stylistically, quote unquote.
Nice.
Mhm.
And then followed by take with grain of salt. Evan said it.
No, we don't do that here. No
That's
way.
right. That's right. Yeah, I think I could be convinced, but it's after hearing my own tasting note read back to me that I'm getting it.
He's full of it.
I am.
Full of
Mhm.
sleepy time tea.
Yeah, that's right. Mick says, just as a side note to the Caramel Cascade, they'll make some amazing whiskey. Wish we got some more 10 plus year versions over here. I think that'll happen in the long run. It's still a relatively young distillery and a
Well,
relatively young revived brand.
I think there are some whiskeys here. Their prices just have been
A
in the
little bit
works.
exorbitant.
A
Yeah.
little bit, yeah. And I mean, I don't think it's completely unfair. There's not a huge market for or a lot of availability for aged Irish whiskey, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it does seem to be the case that you put Irish whiskey on it and then your 18-year-old all of a sudden jumps up to
300.
350 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Although I guess in their defense, Scotch whiskey is going in that direction too, sadly.
that's true. Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, if it's
Um,
good, it's good. I'll pay whatever you want for it. But in the meantime, what are we
yeah,
drinking right now?
yeah,
You
that's right.
bend to the will of the
Thank you
king.
for
Grand.
bringing us full circle.
Yes, thank you, Bureau.
So this is cast number 80.57. And I'm gonna have to go to my book because I don't recall what it is off the top of
You
my head all of a sudden.
you said it once in a tasting. It is the most generic name
Yes,
of
that's right.
all the Speyside distilleries.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Glen Spey.
It doesn't start with, it doesn't start with this, it doesn't start with that. It actually has both in it. It is, yeah,
Yeah.
Glen Spey. Tragic.
It is.
Yeah, this is the John Doe of
Is that the best
distilleries.
you could do?
Yeah.
Glenn's Bay. Cool.
Only the
Yeah,
50.
now I'm getting a bit more into that peppermintino again too.
Mm.
And sleepy time. So yeah, Glen Spey as a distillery. Voila. It is one of those I will try it again and do a tasting on Friday. Uh, Harmony and I'll probably alternate for the in-store tastings, but I will probably be struggling to remember which distillery this is again at that point, just because it is such an anonymous name. It drives me crazy. Like so many like I'm sure there's got to be something in the region or the area that they could have taken the name from geographically that would have made it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more standout. But regardless of that, maybe actually they should have just called themselves Distillery 80 and taken a page from the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. That would have stood out more. But this is SMWS 80.57, the 57th cask from distillery number 80. It is 177.99 for this 14-year-old, distilled on the 6th of December 2010. And again from Speyside.
Glen Speyside, I believe it's called.
Yep, Glen Speyside.
Oh, it's getting worse.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Besides
good
the name,
whiskey.
whiskey
Yeah,
is nice.
yeah.
Mhm. Oh,
Okay, back to Muscat gravy.
it's all cherries to me, like bourbon soaked cherries, and
Yeah, it does have just a touch of that. Like you tossed a fuzzy peach in there just for kicks.
it kind of smells like a peach old fashioned.
Yeah, yeah, using a little bit of that Bridgeland
Mm-hmm.
bourbon liqueur.
Absolutely. Oh man, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's a
I like
great,
it.
great
That-
nose.
yeah. the palate is fantastic too. You get those like warm spices of, still reminds me, as you said, of like Angostura or Jägermeister. But
Mhm.
everything has this like nice toasty orange
Mm.
thing wrapped around it. Orange
Yeah, it
peel.
does have a little bit of that, like a marmalade note almost coming off as well.
So orange, really orange.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Okay, so Muscat Gravy, this is a returning bottle. And I think this is one of those bottles that perhaps didn't sell as well as it could have because we just didn't have space on the shelves when it sold out the first time and didn't bring it back in immediately. And then it kind of fell by the wayside because of that. It is a fantastic whiskey from Pendrin, who tends to be a sought-after distillery when it comes to official bottlings and Scotch Malt Whisky Society bottlings. We've had some fantastic bottlings from them over the years. Millions of Peaches is probably my favorite name of their whiskey that we've had.
People still talk about it to this day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Millions of
such a
people.
fantastic name. Yeah,
It was a fantastic whiskey. Yep.
it was. And a great call to a great, almost one-hit wonder, the presidents of the United States of America, band-wise. Although I still think Little Blue Dune Buggy is a pretty good song too, and so was Lump. So there you go. But Muscat Gravy, 6 years old, from Penderyn Distillery, which is in Wales. How long has Penderyn been operating now? They've been around since around 2009, 2010, I think.
Yeah, they're getting up there. Yep.
Yeah. 14th of May 2015 for this bottle and 177.99.
Yum. I love this one.
Delicious.
Yeah. This, I remember this always had my pick on it when it was in store.
That's right.
It's just so warm. It's like, I just love it.
Yeah. It's got a touch of grassiness coming through now, but yeah, they're the fruit notes. Penderyn gets fruit notes in that come to the fore in a way that not a lot of distilleries do. Mm.
Yummy.
Okay, back to number 5. How is DOON around AROON the TOON holding up?
What's fun to say.
It is.
Interesting.
It's fun to visit too. It's got a little bit of
Beautiful.
like you're cutting some cheese off a charcuterie board with a rusty knife. Note to
Who
it,
does
like a
that?
little bit metallic. Yeah.
What kind of cheese?
Ooh. It's a
That-
tough one.
That's what they would say to you at the tasting panel. You've got to just
Yeah.
hone right in on it.
I think it's something that's like slightly soft, like going into a 1608.
That's a good call.
It's got like a little bit of a lactic milkiness. It's not like just that super ripe style. A little bit of Greek yogurt on the nose right now too for me. And strawberries.
Still really bright, refreshing.
Yeah. I think my palate's shot. I'm just getting like salty lemons. Not in a bad way. Just like a
I
very
definitely get that saltiness that it's like full on strawberry yogurt now on the palate for me.
strawberry yogurt's a great call.
Mhm.
Mm.
So if you have a guess for one, and apologies if you already put it in the chat, but feel free to put it in the chat because I think a few people will get this one just based on name alone.
The
There
TOON.
is a certain town in Scotland that is called the Wee Toon sometimes.
It is called it, or been called.
I think it's like an unofficial nickname. Yeah.
Oh, it's a nickname, right? With Decadent Drinks did a take on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called Glentoon.
Glentoon, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
And one of my favorite boutique bottlings was called,
Mhm.
we nicknamed it the Soup Town Blend because it had a sign on
Mhm.
the label that said "Welcome to Soup Town."
Yep.
Nice.
I've got one upstairs in the cupboard. Exactly. Yep.
Mhm. That has some balsamic vinegar notes to that one.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll get the link and then share my screen here in a second.
Props to you, Evan, for where you put this in the lineup. I think that was well done. I know
Yeah, thank you.
you create these roller coasters, and for what it's worth, I send your tasting order to the other stores, and they
Ooh.
follow it. If you've gone really off the rails, I will change it for Vancouver because sometimes they're a little more traditional. But generally, your order is what everybody else is tasting. Generally,
Well, that's
because other
that's
stores will have different repeats in the mix, so I'm
yeah, for
going to
sure.
factor that in. But as a general rule, you set the lineup for everybody, and this was well placed to kind of just break things up as you've broken everything up. So well done. It's like you know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
thank you. Oh, I'm still winging it 10 years in, but it is fun to put these lineups together, and I did really struggle with it. Harmony can attest to that. I was supposed to email you the day that I was supposed to email you, and then that didn't happen. And I Harmony came in. I was like, "You got to try this. I am struggling, and I just want to know if I'm crazy." And for the
You
most
says
part, she
you were. Yes, you
yeah,
were crazy.
yeah,
But
but she went along with it.
yeah, yeah. In a crazy sort of you're crazy genius.
Yeah,
This works. At
yeah,
least it worked at 9 a.m. when we did the lineup
that's right.
for sure.
Uh, like a hostage negotiator, you went along with what I said.
Mhm.
When I don't hear from you, when I've nudged you, I know it's because you're like, this lineup. So it's okay.
Right on. So yeah, the cool thing about this is I think it could have gone in multiple places. I think it works where it is. It probably could have even gone first, but it needs to be used to sort of break up things and act as a palate cleanser because it'll still stand on its own as it does. Glen Toon, as Decadent Drams put it, and Doon around the Toon is referring to Campbelltown. Uh, one of many Scotch whiskey lovers' favorite places in Scotland. If you're not the biggest fan of Islay, tends to be your favorite place. But this is a Glen Scotia, the 224th cask from Distillery 93, which is Glen Scotia. So Doon around the Toon is a reference to Campbelltown
Yeah.
and
Like it.
incredibly well priced for this dram as well, 134.99. Hmm.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Ooh.
The next whiskey's nose is still like oozing and sticky. I think someone had said sticky casks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think and I could be wrong, Mick. Apologies if I'm putting words into your mouth. Sticky is an Australian reference for a Muscat dessert wine, if I remember correctly as well. Um, so that is a specific sort of like stylistic reference, not just to the fact that it is very like toffee and sticky driven.
Yeah, I
Oh
find the
man.
balsamic nose is less prevalent now, note,
Yeah,
than first time around. It's now just gone full on sherry.
yeah. Yeah, big time sherry notes. I still get a bit of that balsamic, but it also has like those big fruity, like waxy Twizzlers notes coming through for me. Some big cherry and strawberries again. Going into um, if you were ever bartended and had to make a strawberry margarita back in the day, and you got the sort of like the frozen cherries that were in the sort of the or strawberries in the strawberry syrup reduction that they came in, the plastic tub has a lot of those notes for me. Yeah, it's you open the tub and you got a cavity immediately.
Nice.
Mm.
It's not as like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like a sangria that you've
Hmm.
made. Um, or like mulled wines. I know they're very different, but there's like highs and lows within this that I can't decide which is what.
I like the sangria note because there is like a little bit of grapiness that comes along with everything sherry wise as well.
Mm.
Rather Glen stickies, nice, says Mick.
The little ashiness in there. Um, I got it just a moment on the first round. I'm still getting it.
Hmm.
It's kind of, yeah, that drying effect.
I think that with the dryness and that hint of spice, pardon me, it almost needs. Otherwise, it just would become too cloying and syrupy. I'm still getting a ton of waxiness, and water does just bring out a slight cooling note again. A little bit of mint or menthol again on the nose. So, Flamenco Floorboard Fantasy. This is a Deluan or Deluane if you prefer. This is, and it still needs to update on our website, I think, or did it get that spelling correction there? This
Yeah.
is SMWS 41.173. The L there is
Silent?
extraneous. Don't worry, that is going to be fixed when our website updates. But this is from Deluan Distillery, a great distillery that is, I've almost started referring to it as the other waxy distillery. Everybody always thinks of Clynelish, but I always get tons of waxy notes, and I think that is intentional on Deluan as well. Um, so this spent 10 years in an Oloroso butt before it was transferred for 4 to 5 years of its maturation to that first fill PX butt as well. And from the 7th of May 2008, 15 years old again, and 225.99. The sherry I actually think got a lot more elegant second time through on this. It was a little
Mhm.
bit more rough edge the first time through.
I agree. It's very, very nice.
Mhm.
Nice and warm and fruit forward, deep, deep, dark, rich fruits.
I
Yeah.
love I love that it's fully sherry matured, but it's not what I
Yeah.
would call a sherry bomb in that cloyingly sweet sort of
No.
cavity sense. Not at all. And
Yeah.
that's the kind of sherry bomb I love. That's not, and I have a sweet tooth, so that's saying something.
Mhm.
Yeah, I find this really nicely balanced with those two types of sherry casks and full on sherry notes, but not cloyingly sweet at all.
Hmm. Yeah, that's nice. Very lovely.
Okay, last but not least, let's go back to Meaty Wallop. That nose is going into uh, so certain whiskeys again from specific regions when they're peated give me a full on your burning leaves in the fall note. And I'm getting a bit of that now on this.
Marnie, would you say you still got the bouillon right off the hop, or has it?
No, the bouillon's pulled back.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like
This,
a forest fire right now.
yeah. It's a forest fire that's going on, and instead of being a firefighter at the scene, you've got your marshmallows out and you're making s'mores.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I still would have the packet of the seasoning for the Ichiban noodles, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. It's definitely that side of things, that umami side, I think is toned down for me. It's gotten a little bit more like chocolatey and going into like chocolate mousse territory on the nose, along with those s'more and marshmallow notes for me.
Just got better. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
It's a little less oily and phenolic right off the hop on the nose too. So this one, uh, who knows how many of the society has of this, as Kelly was saying to us, but this one stylistically from this distillery is gone the way of the dodo. Um, this distillery is no longer making peated whiskey. Uh, and they actually announced that last year, I think at the end of 20 or 2 years ago now, at the end of 2024, going into 2025. It's a travesty, in my opinion, because I love their peated style. It is not for everyone, as Harmony can tell by the shake of her head.
Shake her head.
But there's something about this style of peated whiskey from this distillery where it almost always has this combination of umami and oily spiciness that goes along with it that I really enjoy. This is from the Highlands, and it is from Glenturret Distillery. This is cask number 16.98, the 98th cask from Glenturret Distillery that the SMWS has ever bottled. So they were bottled quite early on, relatively, in the Scotch Malt Whisky Society's 40+ year history at this point.
Wow.
43 years old now,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So distillery number 16, the 16th distillery they ever bottled, only the 98th cask from that, which is pretty low, but Glenturret it's not a big production distillery to start with. Most of their production for a long time went into Famous Grouse. Beyond that, and then there are independent bottlings of Glenturret every now and then, but their peated side of things, which this one is, was done for a shorter period of time, and sadly, they have ended that time. They're solely focused on unpeated whiskey now, which again, I think is too bad. It's owned now, it used to be owned by Edrington Group, which are the owners of Macallan and Highland Park. Edrington Group has seemed to have divested themselves of everything that is not Highland Park and Macallan over the last couple of years. To the point where they also got rid of Famous Grouse as a blend that now belongs to William Grants and Sons of Grants Blend, and Glenfiddich and Belvini. But they also got rid of Glenturret Distillery around 2019 and sold it to the owners of Lalique Crystal, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
A Swiss company or a French company that also has a Swiss backer, something like that.
Wow.
Regardless, small production distillery in the Highlands that does fantastic whiskey, both, well, used to be on the peated side, but also some fantastic whiskey on the unpeated side.
Yep. So I will say, if you ever get the chance to go to Glenturret, particularly now under this new ownership, do it. So the Highlands, but it's just outside of Perth, which really isn't that high up in the Highlands. And it's just down this kind of quiet little road, sort of in the middle of nowhere. Rob and I went last year, and for those of you who are following along with this Scotland tour, distillery tour that we're doing this September, we wanted to do a tour of Glenturret and include a gourmet luncheon, because with these new owners, they've done some interesting things, and it's the strangest, I have to say, it's the strangest distillery experience that we've done in a long time. So the distillery itself is uber old, and it's up in the run. There's a lot of debate around what is the oldest distillery in Scotland, depending on who you listen to. And Glenturret will be right up there. They're also famous for having a distillery cat, Towser, who caught the most mice he's in the Guinness Book of Records for caught the most mice. Anyway, he's long gone. There's a statue of Towser the cat outside the distillery. Anyway, with these new owners, Lalique, so you tour this old, kind of dusty distillery that is great because it's authentic and it's old, but then every once in a while you get the Lalique influence. And they've got
Mhm.
in one section, I can't remember if it's in the fermentation room or somewhere in the operations, they've put it in the floor an inlay of like marble Lalique. And then you get into the gift shop, and next to the gift shop is a second shop, and it's a Lalique crystal shop.
Of
So,
course.
because why not? Because when you're touring a distillery, you want to go buy a $3,000 Glencairn made of Lalique crystal. And then the restaurant, it has a Michelin star or two.
Yep.
So there's extraordinarily fine dining at Glenturret. So it's this really sort of schizophrenic almost experience of sort of the old, dusty,
Yep.
traditional, rundown, authentic distillery alongside the shiny, glossy Lalique. I mean, you're in the tasting room at the end, and there's this unbelievable chandelier above your head that's all Lalique glass, and you're like, and then
Yeah.
in the gift shop, because the owners have interests in vineyards in France, I'm assuming, they're
Yep.
big
Yep.
wine guys. One of the walls of the distillery shop is devoted to their wine. So Rob and I picked up and it's the only place other than other than the winery where you can
Cool.
buy this wine. So Rob and I picked up a couple of bottles of wine because, you know, you're at a whiskey distillery. Why wouldn't you? So anyway, if you ever get the chance to go to Glenturret, do it. So
Had some wine.
we tried to work it into our Scotland tour in the fall, but the restaurant, the day that we were going to be there, based on the rest of the itinerary, the restaurant was going to be closed that day, and they weren't going to accommodate, you know, for just a group of 12 to make it work. So we ruled it out. But if you ever get a chance, go to Glenturret while it's under the Lalique ownership, because it's hysterical.
Yeah. That's amazing. I haven't been there, but I've heard some of what's going on there, and it's I want to nominate. I think we should have a SMWS peated bottle that's called a schizophrenic anachronism, because I think that totally fits what you're talking about.
We loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to visit. I had heard about the Michelin star restaurant. It sounds like tiny little bits of lipstick that you put on a pig, in a way too, where it's just like nothing kind of works together flow wise, but maybe it'll get there.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, I think it is a shame that they're not doing this kind of whiskey anymore. Maybe that'll change in the future. Everything always flows when it comes to Scotch whiskey and what's decided and what's not decided. But their peated whiskey had this unique style to it, or it does have this unique style to it that I quite enjoy. It's kind of like going into Lechaig style with the heavy phenolic and umami notes, but a little less peated in a way for me, which I quite enjoy. Remind me of an old Lechaig called smoked aged Riesling that I really enjoyed from years and years back. Uh, Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that one. And I think I shared my screen on that, did I not?
I
Yes.
don't remember,
Oh,
to be
well,
honest.
well, I did put the link in
You
there.
must have put the link up, so.
Yeah. So all of the bottles in the tasting lineup, links are in there. I'll give the master link for all of those bottles if you're looking for the list. And yeah, if you're looking to shop, you guys have first stab at these bottles now that they're up and live. I hope you guys enjoyed the tasting. I always enjoy a really good roller coaster ride when it comes to whiskey. I hope you guys did as well. Kelly, Harmony, Marnie, thank you for joining in on this. Thank you for putting up with my terrible sound. At least first time through. Hopefully this time was better. Marnie, it was really cool to have you again and get your bits of wine knowledge that a lot of us are missing. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Hey, and if
hopefully,
anybody wants to come on our
yes,
tour, we've got 2 spots left. That's it. That's all.
cool. That
Yeah.
has been selling fast. That's going to be a fantastic tour, though. I definitely recommend going. I haven't met Charles McLean, but I would love to.
Yeah. He's
Cool.
character.
Yeah, maybe I could get a monocle and get him to sign it or something like that. Thank you all for joining us. Hopefully, we'll see you again in April for that outturn, if not before that. And have a great rest of your night. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, Evan. Good
Thanks,
night.
Evan.